regarding capital management and Calibre Limited, that's RECM and Calibre Limited, reported a 14% drop in half-year revenue, and headline earnings per share came in at 47 cents. As we unpack the numbers, we're joined with the company chairman, Piet Viljoen. Piet, you're better known as an asset manager. Just by way of a brief background, what is it that motivated you to put RECM Calibre together?
Well, we put RECM and Calibre together basically to pull in permanent capital so that we could invest for the long term without the risk and threat of client in and outflows affecting our investment strategy and investment execution.
A little bit like Berkshire Hathaway, our hero Warren Buffett.
Yes, I guess if one wants to model yourself on somebody, that is probably a good place to start. And I think there's a large element of that in there, yes.
You've got some interesting investments. American Homes, is that one of Buffett's companies?
Yeah. No, it's not. American Homes is basically, we started out in partnership with a guy in Atlanta who was buying up houses, single-family residential units, houses, at cents on the dollar. After the financial crisis, these houses were in foreclosure and otherwise in distress. And we co-invested with him in that market, which we felt was massively undervalued at the time. And that is the American Homes investment.
How did you find him?
I read about Aaron Edelite, that's the guy's name who's running American Homes. I read about him in a publication called Grant's Interest Rate Observer, which comes out every 2 weeks and is basically James Grant writing on different things in the market. And he happened to speak to Aaron at one stage and interviewed him for his publication.
You certainly
so I flew over to Atlanta and went to meet with him. And toured Atlanta and some of the other parts of southeastern USA and saw what was an offer. And what was an offer I liked.
You certainly get around from an investment perspective, Piet. I remember talking to you about a Greek cement company, was it, at the time of the financial crisis? How's that been going?
Yeah. It's been a fantastic investment. We invested in Titan Cement. We invested in the lottery business in Greece and also in the stock exchange operator of Greece, and they've all been between 3 and 5 baggers so far.
Pretty good going, and that's a deep value investor's dream. I see that you've also got a big holding in RECM. Now we know that they've been talking about coming to the market for a while. They certainly have disrupted the pharmacy area here in South Africa. What kind of a stake do you have there?
No, it's a small stake. We own it via a SPV called Fledge Capital. So it's a small stake in the business, not under our control. We have no influence there. But it was an opportunity, we thought, to invest in a company that is growing quite rapidly. And I think you'll find that a common thread through all the investments in RECM and Calibre is that they are all fairly high growth investments. At the moment, the market wants stability, it wants dividends, and it is willing to pay almost any price for dividend-paying and stable earnings companies. For instance, as SA Breweries being a forward P of over 20 with 5% growth, but it's stable growth. So the market will pay any price for stability, and banks will lend money into that market, but they won't touch markets that are growing, that might not be paying dividends. And that's where we're finding tremendous investment opportunities at this point in time, and I think RECM is a case in point.
Sovereign Foods. Chicken company?
Yeah, that's quite an interesting one. That one would fall under the heading of what we call golf course economics. Golf course economics is the old story. The only people who make money out of golf course is the guy who buys them out of bankruptcy when the original developer has gone bankrupt. So what happened with Sovereign Foods is that at the top of the chicken market 4 or 5 years ago, when chicken businesses were printing money, they went out and borrowed a whole bunch of money to expand their facilities and put in the latest and greatest facilities. And of course that ruined them financially. Not ruined them, but they came under severe financial pressure. And it has taken a new management team 2 to 3 years to sort that out. And we think they're on a new growth trajectory from here on forward. They've got great assets because of the overspend 5-6 years ago. They currently have some of the best assets in the chicken industry. And they've got a good management team on board, and we're partnering with that management team.
So like with American Homes, you bought at cents in the dollar or cents in the rand?
That's right, yeah. Yeah, I think Sovereign Foods net asset value is double the current share price.
And the recent disclosures on duties, or the increase in duties, that surely would also support them.
Yeah, to a marginal extent, but I think if one relies on duties to bail out the companies that you own, I think that is a false comfort. I think one has to look at the management of the business, how they execute, and the nature of the business itself.
Pete, you're putting about 20% of your funds into Namakwaland mine, obviously a diamond mine being supported, supporting a deal with Transhex, picking it up from De Beers. What's the story there?
Well, this is a transaction we've been working on now with Transhex for about 3 years. It's a very exciting asset, but there were 1 or 2 regulatory hurdles that we had to overcome, and these sort of negotiations seem to take quite a long time. But we are very excited about the asset, and we are partnering with who we think are the best diamond operators in the business. You know, there's that old saying that not everyone in the diamond business is a crook, but all the crooks are in the diamond business. Now, we've partnered with one of the guys who aren't a crook, and he is a fantastic operator. Llewellyn Delport and Transhex are top-notch operators, and we trust them implicitly. And we think as soon as they get their hands on this asset, that they will extract significant value from it.
And finally, the 150 million that you've committed to an unlisted gaming operation. I take it that's gambling rather than computer gaming.
Gaming as in leisure activity, yes. It's a LPM and bingo operator called Gold Rush. It's the 3rd biggest in the country. And we've committed to that transaction, and we're also, again, going through all the regulatory hurdles to get that approved.
It's exciting stuff, Pete, and lots of off-the-radar investments that you've made. What kind of investor are you looking to come along with you on it is listed, so I suppose anybody can buy it, but yes. RECM Calibre, what kind of investor would it suit?
So it would suit investors who share our vision of long-term value creation, that aren't looking for the next uptick in the share price to buy and sell and to carry on like that. So we are looking for investors who are excited about being able to access good assets with good management teams at good prices, and we stick to that discipline. So if that is what you like, then RECM and Calibre RAC is the home for you.